For my F&B, I decided to pick the theme of light and dark and explore this chosen theme through the view of heroes and villains in movies, shows, books, and any other form of media. I think this is a wide theme that was and will be present everywhere in a story or a piece of fiction. A villain is someone with a bad or malicious actions and or worldviews and bad morals, often committing crimes and breaking the law, with or without particular reason or motivation, and to create an opposing force to the hero. A hero is a courageous character, who is often defined by the positive characteristics and positive worldviews, typically who aims to help and save others around them, fight for a greater cause, and defeat the villain in most stories. In media, villains are often presented in dark tones, surrounded by red light, shadows, and easy imagery, to create a sense of terror and draw back from the viewer. When presenting them in shoots, I want to recreate this atmosphere to tell the viewer exactly who stands in front of them and create contrast between the two main roles. Heroes, on the other hand, are often presented in light or vibrant, positive colors, bringing hope to the screen and a sense of safety and reassurance, sometimes surrounded by soft lighting to bring calmness to the shots, reassuring the viewer and supporting the contrast between the harsh villain and soft heroes. I aim to explore different representations in my project through a range of different photo shoots that will most likely mix portrait work and supporting images that explore the hero or villain from the chosen movie or book in a more conceptual look, looking at morals and their surroundings. I definitely think that morals are something that I want to look at during this project, as each character has their own set of morals that reflect how they live, how they see the world, and which can go into multiple different themes, opening up space for different topics and styles in photography. To make it more clear for the viewer, I plan to write a short overview of the story or movie with the characters that I base my shoot off from, to provide a little more context to the viewer and make the photos connect better in the viewer's eyes. Speaking about the shoots, during this project I am planning to reinforce and rediscover all the styles that I learned and liked during the previous few projects, which again include the ICM, intentional camera movement, portrait work, and close-up shots of little objects or details to bring a nice mix of perspective into my shoots. Something new that I want to try during this project is definitely the use of gels. I want to learn how to bring the monotone color or a mix of gradients of it to make my photos look more thematic and atmospheric. I want to try and cover the whole photo in color, or use it to highlight something in a photo, like a symbolic object or a person in the background for dramatic effect. And another new experiment that I want to try during this project is using film cameras and different film, predominantly colorful, starting with the cheap rolls to get a hand of it and potentially later moving to the Cinestill 800T, famously known for its use during actual movie productions and amazing colors. Some examples of the use would be Hero. Speaking of users, I'll be researching a few cinematographers that participate in making the movies that I would want to base my shoots on, such as Chef Coronaview, the man behind the cinematography of famous Fight Club, with visuals I absolutely adore and want to try and recreate during one of my shoots. Looking at photographers, I would love to research Gregory Crewdson, the man who created miraculous shots that are like movie stills. They're heavily staged, similar to movie sets, and heavily edited, with weeks of effort put into each shot. I think it fits my theme perfectly, and it's definitely worth to look at. This also opens up an opportunity to research actual movies and play sets to understand how they help to portray each character and support the overall atmosphere of the shot, and how the set itself is used to explore different themes and surroundings, and possibly try and stage some shots myself using props and set parts. Something similar to include is the costume analysis, as costumes play a big part in each movie/show, or even video games, sometimes telling the viewer much more than words can, or can hint at the character's origin or motives. This also means that I would potentially need to arrange a few costumes for my shoots to make them more atmospheric. When thinking of locations for this project, the first and most obvious that comes to mind is the studio, as they allow us to manipulate light and possibly set as much as you want to create the desired atmosphere with as much as control variables as possible. But some life locations for my shoots would definitely include a cathedral, as faith is often associated with heroism and presented as a positive force that guides the heroes through harsh battles and acts as a big part of the modern media, with some great stories based around it, like Vinland Saga. Moving on for my shoots, I will be mainly using my Sony A7II mirrorless camera, as it is most convenient and versatile to shoot on, providing great quality of images and is very comfortable to use long time. Along with any film camera that I hope to borrow from the college, but potentially will invent to my own personal one, along with tripods to use in the dark locations and for any self-shots I want to do. To record the film atmosphere in my shots, I will continue using Adobe Lightroom to fix/improve the quality of my images and bring any soft, harsher atmosphere and colors that I will want to present into my photos for dramatic effect. And here is my bibliography.